Have you ever wondered if mind readers, fortune tellers and psychics can actually read your mind? Today we're going to be diving into cold reading, the method behind the mystery. But I'm not here to reveal the secrets. I'm going to be debunking the myths that surround cold reading to make it more mystical than it actually is. And the last one may actually surprise some die-hard cold readers out there. Hello everyone, my name is Chase and I'm going to be breaking down the biggest cold reading myths, and I'm also going to be telling you the facts on how they work. People often believe that cold readers can actually see inside your mind and take out those memories of yours. In reality, cold reading is not actual mind reading. It's a skill that anyone can learn with a little bit of practice, and it's basically just observing things that other people might not realise. Cold readers like myself will observe things like people's tone of voice, their facial expressions or their body language. And based on these principles, as well as some other small little subtleties that we use, we make educated guesses on what people are thinking, feeling, and who they actually are as a person. You know, for example, if someone's looking stressed, aka they've got bags under their eyes or their nails are clearly bitten to shreds, I could say something like, "You've been under a lot of pressure recently, right?" And that will, of course, make them feel that you are very accurate in what you've just said, even though I'm just realising that they've got bags under their eyes and their nails a bit. But then that opens up so many more avenues for when I am going to be going in further with the cold reading. People often believe that mind readers are 100% accurate every single time and that they have this magical ability. In reality, cold reading isn't 100% accurate and there isn't some magical ability with it. It is just really good guessing. Cold readers are likely to just say bold statements that apply to anyone. How I like to imagine it is, imagine you have a dartboard and the person you're reading is that dartboard, and the statements that you use are the darts that you're throwing, and sometimes you throw it and you hit it perfectly, or they are very, very close but not where you wanted it to go, or they miss completely. Now, skilled cold readers will emphasise these hits, forget about the misses, and if they're somewhat close, they might try and pry a little bit more information from them. But really, cold reading is just a mix of general statements and really good educated guesses. Many people believe that mind readers have these psychic abilities that allow them to know what the person is thinking. Well, cold reading isn't about psychic knowledge at all. It's all about psychology and just understanding people. You see, cold reading works because people naturally gravitate towards the vague statements you're putting out. This is often called the Forer effect. For example, if I say, "You've been going through a sort of change recently," it's such a vague statement, people will just associate that statement with themselves. So all in all, cold readers don't access this special realm or have these psychic abilities. It's all about psychology and understanding how people think. So if you are enjoying this video so far, why don't you go ahead and give it a like, because that way I know if you're actually enjoying this content and I should carry on doing videos all about cold reading and psychology. And you can also subscribe to the channel as well, because I do videos like this already, as well as magic tutorials and actually me performing. So if you're into that stuff, yeah, subscribe. Anywho, back to the video. Some people think that cold reading is exactly the same as hot reading. And if you don't actually know what hot reading is, it's basically when the performer has an idea or they've got information on the person they're reading at the same time prior to their actual performance. So to narrow it down, cold reading and hot reading is very different, because with hot reading you have that prior knowledge, whereas cold reading you are in the dark and you have no idea who that person is. And hot reading, on the other hand, involves that prior knowledge. So things like using social media or just hearing general conversations in the area about certain people. You can even consider using certain peaks, which is what most magicians and mind readers and mentalists use to gain information on people. You can also kind of call that a hot reading technique. All in all, cold reading is all about getting those cues in real time and not without any prior knowledge or knowing that person beforehand. Some people believe that cold readers have to be naturally skilled or very, very intelligent. Well, newsflash for you, you don't have to be. In all honesty, although being naturally observant is a massive, massive help, it is a skill like any other skill, and you can learn it with a little bit of practice. It goes without saying, but obviously some social skills and a little bit of charisma does make it a lot more effective. But all in all, they are just some simple techniques and statements that you can just throw out and see where it takes you. Here's an exercise for you. Down in the description there will be a link or a document with some generic statements that you can use for your cold reading performances. They're generic, they're basic, but people will, including yourself when you read them, you will feel something when you are reading those statements, or they will apply to you. So next time you are out performing, why don't you just sprinkle some cold reading in there using one of these statements or some of these statements. You don't have to remember all of them, just the ones that think that you'll easily remember, and then just sprinkle them in with your everyday performances and see if you get them right. Of course, don't just go out and say these statements. Use these body language and facial expression techniques that I've mentioned, along with your own research as well. And when you do it, you'll see positive and negative reactions. Those positive reactions will cue you to carry on going with the rest of your reading. And the neutral and negative statements, usually when someone looks a little bit dismissive or they're not really sure if what you've just said links to them, that can just cue you to say another generic statement on the list. The key to cold reading really is so that everything you say sticks, the things that resonate with the person you're reading really sticks, and the ones that don't just get forgotten about. After you said these statements and you get that positive reaction, I usually end with an open-ended statement. Something like, does that make sense to you? Or does that give context to something that's going on in your life currently? And, usually if it is a positive one, they'll of course go with yes. And if it's a no, I move on straight away without even asking that open-ended statement. And if you do use any of these statements when you're out performing, whether they work or don't work, just let me know down in the comments or on social media at Chasing the Illusion 52. Alright, they are some cold reading myths debunked by yours truly. Remember, although cold reading is a very powerful tool to have as a performer, as a mind reader, as a magician, it's not supernatural. And if anything, it kind of shows how much people give away in day-to-day life. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I also have a membership called the Chase membership over on Patreon, where you get behind the scenes stuff and videos along with the main video which you're seeing right now, and some little updates. I've currently just revealed that I am working on a new project similar to my other ones over on the Chase membership, and that product that I am bringing out hopefully next year is very, very much tied with cold reading. So if you've enjoyed this whole cold reading video and you want to enhance your experiences with cold reading and have a trick to do with it, then yeah, head over to the Chase membership to find out some more. Oh, and before I forget, talking about my projects, if you are interested in any of my projects that are currently on sale, there will be a Black Friday sale because everybody else seems to be doing it. So Why not? Why not? I think I'm putting it as like 25% off all my products. So yeah, check it out. Link will be in the description. And you can always click on the video after this one because apparently YouTube thinks that you'll enjoy it. So yeah, click on that video at the end. But that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.